Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach,
And I'm Pepper.
and today we're bringing you another episode of Try Before You Buy, where we look at a game on Board Game Arena, which is our platform of choice that we go and play our board games on. It doesn't have all the games, obviously, but it's getting more and more every week, and it's some pretty good ones. And one we're
Yes.
looking at today is Conspiracy. And we'll let you know if we think you need to try it on here before you buy it,
Yep.
and
Yep.
whether it's worth buying it.
Yes. Yeah. And first off, there are a couple options. They kind of have different things you can have on or off, usually with expansions. This one has bonus locations, which are just a couple extra cards, few extra cards that you can throw in there, and then whether or not you want the ongoing score for all the players to be visible throughout the game. Which
Mhm.
I don't think you're missing out on anything. I don't believe there are any expansions for this game, so you
Mhm.
should have access to everything there is with this game. This
Yes,
is a
and
you
I
can say
was gonna say, and to be noted, this is a premium game. So if you've never been on Board Game Arena before, you can get a premium membership. I think it's like $2, $3, $4 a month, or you can get like an annual thing. And then you'd have access to be able to start any games. Otherwise, you just need someone that has that status to start a game, and then you can join in as you are able to. So if you see a table open, you can kind of join it, and you don't need that. So that's how you could get into this game, but otherwise you would not be able to necessarily start it yourself. But so I guess in a way you kind of have to buy a little bit, but I think if you take a look and see several games that you definitely want to play on there, I think it's
yeah.
definitely worth it in my opinion.
Yeah, and this is the first way that I think both of us played this game was on here.
Mhm.
And it's become one of my favorite games, and I played it without having a membership, so that was just matched up with random people. And I found that worked just well enough to experience the game without having to pay a cost.
Mhm. Yep. And this game is a somewhat simpler game where you're trying to put together a tableau of cards,
Yep.
and um, you'll just do that by kind of drafting different colored and different
Yep.
valued. What is it? Lords? Is that the
Yep.
name that they used for this?
Yep.
Um, and then each one of them kind of has a slightly different benefit that they give.
Yes.
Um, and that's kind of, I think, like, if you do get one with a higher value, they kind of do sometimes um, something for your opponent a little bit versus, um,
Yeah.
whoops, yep. It was telling me not to or to swap them. I didn't want to swap. So that one special power was to swap, and I did
Yes.
not
Yes.
want to swap. But
Yes. But yeah, you have the option here. You can choose to take either one card from the top of the deck, two from the top of the deck, and keep one, or three from the top of the deck, keep one. And the ones you don't keep kind of go into this uh, discard pile, which there's one for each color, and it can possibly accumulate more and more discarded cards of a color throughout the game, making those discard piles even more valuable
mhm.
throughout the
Like you could see, I was able to grab the two
Yep.
yellows at one time because they were together. So um,
Yep.
that's kind of a risk you take. You have a better chance of maybe getting a card you want doing three versus like the one or two, but then you could potentially give your opponent maybe
Yep.
multiple of the same color.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
in this case, another thing you can notice on them are they have keys, and there's bronze keys and silver keys.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, so explain that to them, Pepper. You're a master of keys.
Master of keys. That's what I'm known as. But yeah, so there's two different types of keys, and once you get two of the same type of key, that allows you to draw from this other deck here with locations, which all have unique ways of scoring throughout the game, and sometimes they immediately give you a benefit to maybe help yourself, or there are a couple that can possibly hurt your opponents. But yeah, so here I'll take a key here. my key count will reset to 0 for both of my types of keys. So if I had a bronze key and or gold key and a silver key, and I got a second silver key, my bronze key would then be useless and couldn't count towards a future set. Both would be reset to 0. I think that's probably the most hard to understand thing in the game. Yeah, so now I can take from one of those face-up ones that he has left out here for me, or draw from the deck. I usually always draw at least 3 if I'm drawing from this deck.
And once you've chosen to do that, you have to use one of the ones you picked versus
could not
one
go
out
back.
there.
Yep.
Yes.
And if you hover over each of them, they kind of give you an explanation of what they do, which is kind of a thing on the site. Most of the games do have very helpful kind of hover descriptions. But yeah, so throughout the game, you kind of want to score for your highest card in each color, as well as you're trying to get a large group of one color, because at the end of the game, your largest group will be worth 3 points per card within it. But yeah, so the game, it works very smoothly here. It is a very simple game, like you said. So it's just like either draw 1, 2, or 3, or take some from out here. So it comes across pretty well into this digital version. There's not really many places where it could really get hooked up. I think it's very smooth, and I don't know if it's overly that much smoother than on the tabletop, just because, like we said, it is a pretty straightforward game.
Yeah, and it tracks. I think this version tracks everything pretty well, because it lights up your highest lords to show you kind of the scores of those, and you can, as you saw earlier, you can enable or disable the scoring. So we have it enabled. You can see what people currently have, so you kind of know what you need in order to hopefully take the lead if you can. And then it kind of tracks the pearls and stuff. So it does kind of all the math almost immediately. So that is one really nice thing about some of the games on here, is that there's certain ones that it just could take a little bit to score them. I don't know that, like you said, this one's not like an insanely difficult game to score at the end, but it's always nice when there is kind of a few unique scoring things that the system does it for you. But then you can go on to learn that if you do get the physical copy, if you do end up buying this, oh, wait a minute, what scores exactly? I think that's one benefit from these games that sometimes you don't realize. You're just like, you have an idea of, okay, yeah, that's going to score something, but you might not necessarily know exactly 100% every time how it scores.
Yeah, there have been a couple games with that.
But yeah, so that gives you kind of a good idea of how the game's played. You're just drafting them, making your pyramid, and you'll keep going until someone fills up their pyramid. And then I think it's an even amount of turns. Or does everyone else get one more turn?
I think everyone else gets one more. Yep.
And then you just end up counting your highest ones, giving points to the person that has the most pearls, and score your end game cards, and then your biggest group of like colors. So yeah, it's pretty simple. I think this does a pretty good job at implementing it, and I think I'm trying to think if it's not really there's not really much setup to this, because it's just decks of cards, and then you're choosing them or else setting them out on display. Kind of like if you ever played Ethnos, where once you play something from your hand, you have to discard the rest, and then they're available for others. It's kind of a little similar, not exactly the same, but
slightly similar,
slightly similar to that. So you're not really doing too much setup.
The setup is not that bad, just shuffling a couple text cards. But I will say it can be an awkward table hog.
That's true.
Kind of with the pyramid, upside down pyramid. You could do right side up pyramid. It doesn't really matter. Just you have to remember which way to build from. But there are a couple times where we're at a smaller table and it's like, this is not really going to work, because these cards are decently large for square cards. And they do, as you can see, this huge pyramid. It does take up a little bit of space. So
that is true.
Either have to start kind of covering the cards with the other cards, or just get a table space that is large enough. But that is something I run into. So that could definitely be helped if you don't have much space
Mhm.
to actually go for this version over a physical version, as well
Right.
as it is just it is a little bit quicker with the setup and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, everything's just a little bit quicker on here. So yeah, and yeah, it's pretty easy to see kind of what's available. I think the only thing, but it can also be a good thing because you, like you showed, you can hover over the scoring cards. But those are the only thing that maybe are a little small, and you might not be able to as easily tell on here immediately what they do. But you can, yeah, you can
Yep,
adjust your screen and
zoom it
stuff
a little bit.
to make it a little bit, but then the rest of your screen can get a little wonky sometimes. So
Yeah. Yep,
it kind
yep.
of depends what you're trying to, where you can see and whatnot. So there is that. But otherwise, yeah, I would definitely recommend trying this one. This is another, in real life, it's just a small tin. I don't know if you can get a box version, but
I think
the
there
one
is a
we have is a
cardboard box
small
version. Yep.
tin, so it doesn't take up that much room on the shelf if it's one that you want. So you could end up buying this one, but I would say the implementation on here doesn't really take away
Yeah.
anything too major that you're getting from the tabletop, because I wouldn't say there's anything about this one that gives it a ton of table presence. I mean,
No, I
I
think
like the
every.
colorfulness of it, but
Yep.
I don't think like someone, if you're playing this at a convention, someone's not going to be like, "Whoa, look at that game" or something. I mean,
Yeah.
they might stop and think it looks cool, but I
Yeah.
don't think you're going to be
Yeah. I
blown
think
away.
it's the presence is. I think it's probably even better here because this has the kind of background artwork as well here. So otherwise, it's pretty much all just like what you see. The art on the cards is the table presence, and I don't think you lose any of that here.
Mhm. Yeah, I'd agree. So this is one that I definitely recommend trying on here, and if unless it's one that you really enjoy playing a lot, like we do, I don't know that it's one that you'd have to buy. I don't think you're losing anything, missing anything out from that. And yeah, the system does some great scoring and does a great job at highlighting
Yeah.
where you're getting points from. So
Yes, totally.
yeah, let us know in the comments below if you'd like to see us play the well, we could play a whole game of it here.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just finish out that right at the end of this chat.
Yeah. Yes, we can do that if
We
you want to
finish it
stick
up.
around and see it.
Yes. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Otherwise, we hope to see you on our other videos. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.
Oh, and
Let's
into the
see.
gameplay.
Let's see if I can whoop this guy now.
Game
What do
face.
I need? What do I need here?
Shadow over my head. I didn't put much thought into my first thing since we were putting it on display, so I probably built a terrible pyramid here.
I don't doubt
Oh
it.
my god, look at all of it. I wish this,
They're all different colors. You're
how
so
about
lucky.
yes, yes. Let's build that one. Now
Let's see.
guaranteed another one like that.
Oh, that guy, he would take that, wouldn't he? He would take it.
Oh, he took
Mhm.
to the bank. Let's take this one. Let's get one of
Yeah.
these.
Oh, this guy.
Of course, these are for yellow. Now let's draw three.
Wow, there's a lot of scoring cards out there currently.
Jeez, those are not that great. Let's go with this. Score my blues. That is the current score,
Of
42 to
course, it's
40.
all. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. And of course, he takes
Where's
that.
the? Oh, he took all the yellow. That's why.
Of course, he takes that one.
Why would you want that?
See what we can do here. Okay.
I was gonna say these aren't that great out there for me.
Um,
Got a
he
good
did
look
just
on the
get
pearls.
he did just get that. I'll take this one.
Oh, which one did he take? Oh boy, it's a good one. Let's get another score. Let's draw three more. Ooh, yes.
Oh, this guy.
Nice.
This guy.
Will be worth 6 points. Score my largest red again.
Oh my goodness. What do we got over here? Ooh boy. I give him that. Of
Oh, jeez.
course I give him that.
I don't know what to do here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can't quite connect it.
No, I can't. I guess I can get my reds back together. Move that one up there. I think I will. Plus, that's going to be a higher blue as well. Let's go with, okay. I don't know if that's even better, really, but
Mhm.
yeah, a little bit better. Plus, I want to get to end the game fast. Oh, boy.
The good thing is I can only take one card, so it doesn't really matter to you to put more out there. But I mean, you do what you want.
I think I'll take this, and I'm going to take those pearls.
Sure. Lock down the pearl game.
For sure, that's plus 2 points for my purple, because my next highest was a 1.
Let's pull here. Let's pull. Ooh, yuck. That's not what I wanted. I was hoping for a bigger
that's
red.
1 point red right there.
I know. I was hoping for either a bigger red or another yellow. Did not get it.
Ooh, here you get to see the score. Oh my goodness.
Dramatic. Ooh boy. Ooh no. Oh my god.
By 1 point. Oh boy. Yeah, you just got a bad pull there. Almost anything else that was positive for you would have won it.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, it is what it is. It's a good game. I feel like it's always a close one.
Yeah,
so,
it is. Yep.
Yeah, that's the full gameplay. It's a very short game. You probably, if you don't have analysis paralysis, I think I've got my analysis paralysis shirt on. If you don't have that like we do, you could probably even finish in half the time.
Yes.
Because we're pretty slow. But yeah, let us know in the comments below if you have any other questions on this game, and we'd be happy to answer them.
Yes.
And if you haven't already left, thanks for watching. We hope to see you on the next one. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.